Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and my name is of course Light Liger, and today I'm going to be teaching you a bit about Stellar XLM, or more precisely on how to trade on the decentralized Stellar exchanges. I'm also teaching you about the Trustline system, which is the underlying mechanism under the Stellar blockchain when it comes to tokens, and it's very different how tokens work on Ethereum, EOS, Tron, you name it. Is a very different experience because there's different things in general with Stellar that makes it work quite differently from other blockchains that exist in the space. And they just recently had this very big hard fork or a big update on the blockchain, which caused the price to go up from like 8 cents to up to 22 cents. So 200%, and now it's at 18 cents, and I think it will be recovering back to that 22 cents once we're back in the bull market. And I thought there would be people interested on learning a bit more about Stellar. It's kind of like a bit of a more institutional player. It's not exactly like a banking coin like Ripple. It's kind of like there in between. But there's some cool things about Stellar, I have to admit. And we're going to be looking into some of those things in this video. So let's start with these three different things. So Stellar Term, Stellarport, and StellarX are all these decentralized exchanges which work differently, each one of them, and they have different volumes and different things. So you want to choose the one that is best for you. Now our first option is Stellar Term. You can log in with your Ledger, Trezor, or Friday, which is a Chrome extension, and it allows you to create your own new seed phrase, or you can import an existing one. I didn't try to import my Exodus seed phrase. Should have done that. It doesn't support actually multiple keys so you would have to reset it if you want to have another one on it. And also doesn't support the idea of importing private keys, which is really the one that I really want to have there actually. So something, if Friday developers are watching, please add that feature if it is possible on this blockchain. So logging into Stellar Term is very simple. So you're going to be accepting here and signing with Friday. And this exchange does support actually private key things. So now we are actually here available, but due to the nature how Stellar works, you need to have 5 lumens on this account on here on Friday to actually use this account. So are not going to be used before it has 5 lumens. But we're going to be doing that, so I'm going to be copying this address here, and we're going to be making this process a lot more easier. I'm going to be sending. Remember that Stellar does use memo system, but when it comes to your own wallets, you don't really need a memo because they are your own wallets, unless you want to keep track of what is the memo. Hi guys, is going to be my memo here, and you can add a personal note, which is feature of the Exodus. So I'm going to be adding 15 Stellar. I'm going to be sending it to this address for the testing purposes and showing how things are basically done on this exchange. And Stellar is a relatively fast blockchain, so it shouldn't take us too long to actually get the... Now look at the fee, it's very, very low. That's something I also like about Stellar. It should be taking a couple of seconds until we're going to be seeing it here on our dashboard. And meanwhile, we can look at some of the other things about Stellar Term. So this is the main page of the actual system. There's the exchange tab, markets. You can also buy lumens immediately, which goes into Lobster, which is one of the wallets in the lumen space, one of the more popular ones. I do have one of those actually. But that's what we're going to be doing here today because I already have, Stellar. I'm going to be adding some extra exchanges there too. On the account tab, you can basically see all of this stuff, accept and continue. And when we're going to have to log in here to Friday, so we can see this page. And once you create, so apparently there's a fee. One of the things I like about Friday is that it kind of tells you everything very simply what is going on here. A lot of the other extensions just have like a bunch of nonsense there on the screen, which normies are not able to understand. And now we are already here, and here we can see that we have 15 balance. Now I want to get into the idea of the trust line. So Stellar has all of these weird mechanisms, and they probably have some reasons why they exist. And well, I'm not going to be going into that. Is that bad, good, or anything like that? That's not really what is important to me. What is important to understanding the Trustline system, which I want to talk about here first. So trust lines are tokens, but in order to receive token or accept those tokens, you have to build a trust line. That trust line is going to be costing 1 Stellar each. So each of the token in the Stellar ecosystem requires a trust line to be built. And this also makes it difficult to do airdrops on the ecosystem and has kind of prevented from the AMM protocols also rising on Stellar. As far as I know, there's not one in the blockchain yet, and that just due to the nature how the trust line works. And it has its perks, it has its limitations. And I'm going to be taking one of these. I think this is one of the more promising projects, not financial advice, Smartlands. It is basically a real estate project I talked about very briefly on a previous video a long time ago. So I'm going to be accepting this, and now I can basically acquire it to my wallet after I have confirmed this transaction and I have built out that trust line. You can also remove these trust lines if you're going to be, let's say you're going to be selling your position on any of these existing projects that are linked here. There's a lot of Ethereum tokens, for example, and let's say you're just going to be selling them out, and then you can remove the trust line. And here you can click remove asset, and then that's how the Smartlands is basically removed. Now let's get into the actual exchange, and here we can find, we're going to be trading Stellar, obviously, because that's the sum that we have. We're going to be swapping this like this way, and then we're going to be changing it to SLT, which is Smartlands. And here you can see the chart once it's actually loaded. So I really like the interface of this website. It's very clean, the fonts are good, icons are there, so there's no confusion. And they have this pretty nice chart system, which I don't really see with a lot of other ones. Everybody uses the trading view or whatever it's called. And the chart here, we're not going to be digging any, is it high price or what? It doesn't really matter. I'm going to be selling XLM, and I'm going to be selling, let's say, 2 XLM, and I'm going to be getting this much SLT. And then when I'm going to be doing sell, there's also, these are spot trades, but I'm going to be buying at the, this is the buy offer, this is the sell offer. I'm going to be buying at the sell offer, so the transaction will go through immediately. So I'm going to be selling it, and then there's going to be a confirmation again. As you can see, the base fee is very low sum altogether. It's like literal peanuts. And now we're going to be confirming the transaction, and now the SLT should be coming out into our wallet in a couple of seconds. Are you able to remove the trust lines while you have that specific token? I don't know. And here's the buy offer, sell orders, etc. Okay, I don't think that somebody just went to tweak out the numbers on the sell orders. Did they increase the price or lower the price? Eventually it will go through, but now you're gonna get the idea how is everything working in terms of the actual trades on the space. And now it's a good time to transition to the next website, since we already got 2 to go. So we also have Stellarport. I have no idea which one of these 3, by the way, is the biggest. I think a couple of them are listed on CoinMarketCap. I'm not 100% sure. And this one works in a bit different way. So basically you log in. You can log in through different ways. You have a key store file, secret key, aka private key, ledger, and treasure. We're going to be using my private key. I'm going to be dragging that up from my Exodus wallet because, that's where I had the private key ownership for. I'm going to be moving this screen. You will not see my password. Don't worry about that. And there we go, hiding that screen as well, and moving back in and throwing that private key there, and then we are basically logged in. And this is another good system because I here also have in this account, which is different, by the way, which we used earlier, I have Turn, and I have also approved SLT, made a trust line for it. And here we can also, I believe, make the exchange. So this might be a bit more better option. I just don't like that they don't support Friday. I'm going to be buying the same token here, going SLT, Smartlands, and let's see if there's any offers here. They can wildly vary per exchange. I'm going to be buying it at this price. Let's see, 1.46. Okay, it doesn't even copy it, so that's not good, but okay, we're gonna be buying amount of 5, and then we're going to be buying SLT, submitting the transaction, and this time obviously it is confirming it automatically through the thing, because they're not going through Friday. So basically, you know, it's different. And now we have 3.4 SLT here. Pretty simple. This is easy. I mean, both of these are very easy to use. And here you can, when we update this page, I think we should be able to see the SLT now on our balance along with, okay, there we go. And now we have, 0.94 SLT on the account. You also can create friendly address or nickname. So I can take Lightliger at Stellarport.io, which allows me to basically receive these addresses below. Here's the reserve breakdown. You always need to have 2 Stellar, by the way, at the minimum. Otherwise, it doesn't allow you to trade or anything. They don't go through. Signers are, I don't even know what they are. Trustlines, obviously, 1 Stellar each. And then there's offers, which are like, if they're locked in XLM. Data entries, not really sure what those are. But you're going to get a breakdown also here also on how much you have going on and etc. And you can also withdraw from here. Balance and payments. So if I want to withdraw from my own wallet, which we just imported here through private key, I can send this SLT into, let's actually try that. So I want to be sending this SLT. This trust line already exists. Okay, it exists, but can I send it? So let's go back and SLT trade, pay with SLT. Is this finally the, okay, now we're going to be sending the destination address. We can take the Friday account here and we can send it also to here if we so desire. I don't know if Friday is going to be supporting the idea. Okay, this is going to be, I'm not going to be going with that transaction. I'm not going to be hassling with the private key anymore. Let's move into the very last part here, which is StellarX. And this one also has a login process, which is done with email. So first you do an email account, no KYC, by the way. And then you can basically deposit into this account. So I want to deposit lumens into this account. They have also very nice straight up links into depositing. So I'm going to be sending from here, 5 Stellar, let's say, pasting the address, 5 XLM, send. Sending without memo, because there is no memo. We always check that. Exchanges always ask for memo. 99% of the time, I don't know any exchange that doesn't ask them. So make sure you always have that. And we're going to be waiting till this goes through, and then we are basically able to exchange on StellarX. And it will here. Okay, it's already here. We have 5 XLM here on the reserves. And balance is here. Is the native. I don't know what is that is. What is this? Yeah. So this is basically the amount of you required for the actual account itself. So what we talked about earlier, you need a minimum of 2. And here you can see that even a payment address to this address in case you want to send me some tips. Lightliger, what is this? Stellar.com. And trading here is also very simple. If I want to buy the US dollar, that can be done very easily. Buy max. Then you send the amount and the USD and you buy it. And it goes through. I think this US dollar may not be, I think actually may be a real trust line. So let's see on the balances. And yeah, so now we have US dollar. And the way to withdraw, very simple. You are going to withdraw from here and withdraw to another Stellar address. Recipient, we're going to go through back again to the Exodus. We're going to be sending money back to the home base, not including memo because we don't need it. I'm going to be sending. Now you see, I can't send the USD because it's not actually having the trust line, so it doesn't allow me to sell. Or this might be that the actual USD is just like a tradable currency inside the exchange, which may not be like a real token at all. Either one of those two. And now we're going to be sending back this XLM, confirm, and transaction time is 3 to 5 seconds. And there will be a sound basically once it's going through. And here's the transfer. We send it back. And that's how easy all of this system with Stellar basically is. It's not too hard, and here you see the sound of us sending back some of that money that I just sent for testing. Now I'm going to be ending this very long video. Hopefully you understood something about these decentralized exchanges and how the trust lines basically work. They can be removed, and there's also ways to add manually different forms of to the account tab. You can add the anchor names can be here by asset code and issuer account IDs. So if there's some trust lines which are not appearing here on the lists, you can add it by here. And remember, it's always one Stellar. And thanks for watching. Give a consider to tip and share the video, obviously. And if that is happening, I will probably do more Stellar videos. If not, probably not. So, as I said, goodbye, and I will see you guys next time. Cheers.